Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Oh boy.
I was just checking my hair out on the screen.
Is your hair all right?
It's okay, yeah.
The hair's nice. The hair's good.
The hair's good, yeah.
Yeah. How's my
Got
hat?
it cut yesterday. Your hat's black.
You did your own. Did you cut your own hair?
Kim cut my hair, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It's alright, yeah.
She could be a barber.
She could.
She could
Who's
be.
in the room right now?
Who is in the room?
Where's my Eric? Where's my Eric Marcotte? I need the okay thing to know that everything's okay in the world. There it is. Phew. I was worried for a sec.
Jeez. Wow. Jake says there needs to be more love in the world. I agree, Jake. I'm not sure what it is that you're...
I think I know what you're talking about.
But
yeah,
we agree with you.
That's shitty stuff.
More love in the world. Welcome to our YouTube room.
How do we look, guys? How do we sound? Different location today, obviously.
Yeah, we're in a different... We're in a... What do they say in AEW or like WWE? Like secluded... we're going to find a building.
Yeah.
We're going to find a room.
It's going to be Full Sail where you work every week.
Bring the mic in this way.
Yeah, we're just in a different room today. But as long as we're like kind of clear, you can hear us. The video isn't laggy. That's the main thing. Lighting wise, we're not going to get quite what we normally get. But
yeah, this is my room. This is where the magic happens. Welcome to my cribs.
Good and good, awesome. There's John Cena. We were just talking about
John Cena. We were just
like
talking
we haven't
about
heard from John today. Where is he?
We want to ask John if he wants to help run our upNXT podcast. This is our official us asking him. This is like when they had BT had that Brandon Cutler guy,
right?
And they're like, we want to sign you. Well, we want John to help us out. Oh yeah, we didn't bring Kyrie in here.
Kyrie's just resting right now.
She's sleeping. She's got the injury.
She's looking after Rio.
John, we'll message you later, but we were wondering if you want to
I'm sorry, Darkstar. I know. Yes.
It's not an upNXT stream without her being in the background. Well, I'm waiting for her
just lying on the bed.
We need an EO one at this point. It's been long enough.
Yes.
Someone let me know. Someone right now quickly go find if there is an EO one because I want it.
You were officially asking John Cena something.
John Cena, we want you to. I'm going to DM you later. I mean, in our message group, we want you to. You are our associate producer, so we thought you could help us fill in this role to the next level. So we will talk to you. Goes down in the DMs. Gotcha, no problem. Shaved my hair today. Had a Britney meltdown. Joking. I'm here homeschooling all week. Attaboy. He's got kids.
He's got kids.
He's got kids. He's like Heath Slater. He's got kid. I think he's got kid.
Kid.
Still counts. It's crazy.
I need to get a couple of thank yous ready.
Get the thank yous ready.
Just while the room's filling up.
Yeah.
See, we're a little
and then
early.
we'll get on. Slide in the DMs. Yes, I will. Welcome everyone. If you're just joining, we're going to talk about some NXT in a second. We record upNXT on here, on YouTube, and Kid just one that I know of. Yeah, that's what I say too. That's why I can't go back to Japan. That's why I'm banned. He says you can make a custom cutout from Fathead for like $15. Okay, someone research this. Is this facts? Need a cutout of Io Shirai for my bedroom. I have a Joker. We've changed locations. We're in the Brady's room right now. This is my Joker cutout poster painting. Did everyone watch NXT tonight, or are we getting the usual suspects who just listen to us? Like Eric Marcotte. I don't even think Eric Marcotte watches wrestling. He just gets off on listening to two dudes talk about their life as it decays slowly.
We've always joked about that. We think people might just not give a shit about NXT, but be like, hey, I found this really interesting podcast. It's about these two guys battling depression, and each week it's like 20 minutes of how they deal with it, and then they cope by just talking about this random wrestling show that no one watches every Wednesday.
Fuck. Imagine that's really, we're just part of a bigger picture, like a Netflix, like coming of age.
It's what, like Carol Baskin thinks she's doing a documentary to save the tigers, like that kind of thing, and then she watches it and is portrayed as a murderer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she's guilty, but oh man. Darkstar watched NXT. Eric Marcotte says He watches 5-ish shows a year, so obviously not tonight. Was not one of them.
Will you be watching Money in the Bank on Sunday?
We're gonna be going live.
I know you'll be in the room, Eric.
We're gonna do a watch along on Sunday for. You have not watched zero guys in the room. If Eric Marcotte had to watch one wrestling show from 2020 this year, what would it be? Because I would say Wrestle Kingdom. Night 1 or night 2. The Boneyard match.
I cherry pick out of the 2 nights. I don't think there's a really solid night with Wrestle Kingdom.
The main event, Okada and Ibushi. Asuka for Money in the Bank winner. Are you guys going to join us for our Money in the Bank watch along that we're going to do Sunday night? Because if you guys are our YouTube people, we will be here. Wrestle Dynasty officially canceled. I know, John. That means we can't come. I can't come and hang out. That was my plan, and I can't do it. I'm sorry. Fucking Corona. No Wrestle Dynasty. Sadness.
Okay, gonna send you the list. I really fucked up my toe.
You Jesus, right? Did you break it?
I think so.
You know, I learned in The Sopranos that there's nothing you can do if you break your toe. You just gotta let it heal.
Same with
fingers
and thumbs. There's a few things like that. My brother has thought he's broken something before, and we're like, should we get it checked? It's like, why? Like, I can't do anything.
You know, I thought I broke something once. My heart.
Was it a heart? Yeah.
Well, I guess we look good, we sound good. I guess we'll start recording up next. But if we thank you for joining us on the YouTube here, we are gonna do. Yes, I did realize Chris was in it. Yeah, I totally been watching The Sopranos and super. You're gonna be watching MMA. Whoa,
Chris Moltisanti. Who's that?
I think he's Christopher in The Sopranos.
Christopher.
In the streets. Yeah.
I fucking love Chris.
That guy's lit. Yeah.
Has he been left with the bill yet at the restaurant?
I don't know what you're saying. Don't spoil shit.
That's not...
John Favreau showed up though. That was lit. Yeah. Spider in Goodfellas. Yeah, Goodfellas is the GOAT in my opinion. Okay, so we're gonna start recording and doing up next, talking about some NXT and our lives and all that. And if you gotta leave, thanks for joining. The podcast version will be wherever you find your podcasts. So yeah, I didn't do a test yet, did I?
No.
So let's quickly continue talking while I check. It looks like everything's good. So yeah. Christopher in these streets. The best character in The Soprano is Paulie. Hands down.
Well, he was the only actual like real gangster in real life.
Paulie?
Yeah, he was in the Mafia.
I haven't looked anything up because I don't want to get spoiled by accident.
Oh, true. Yeah. No, he was in the mob.
Wow, that's so funny because I think he's the scariest one.
And then he's you know when Brian dies in Family Guy?
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know they killed him off for a bit and a new dog replaced?
Yeah.
It's Paulie.
Whoa.
He's the voice.
That's amazing. Wow, there's some TV trivia that you didn't expect. Okay, let's start doing this show. Let's do this.
Why not? Christopher. Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, search upNXT, wherever you're finding us, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, patreon.com/upNXT, and Davie, where else can they find us?
You can find us on youtube.com/upNXT. We are there every Wednesday night, live at 10:30 to talk all about NXT and our lives, and just hang out with you guys.
Why do we talk about NXT? Because we are NXT friends. Oh, welcome back.
Thank you.
How you doing, lad?
I'm okay. Yeah,
you all right?
It's been a tough week, to be honest.
Yes.
Obviously, I wasn't here last week, and thank you to Scrump who filled in
I
for
got
me.
Stuck with PWT Cast Scrump.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the show, I've got to admit.
Oh.
I'm guessing that you talked about Chipotle for about 20 minutes.
I think maybe 15.
Brendan Fraser, maybe.
Ooh,
at least a mention.
I don't know
of
if we
him.
did. There was probably lack of that.
And I'm pretty sure at one point you'd say, you see, you don't drink and smoke, but I do. I'm pretty sure that was said at one point.
We discussed how he and Okada jammed out to the Coco soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. I've told my girlfriend that. That's one of the sweetest stories.
And we talked about how I accidentally took him to a rave here in Toronto when he visited by accident.
Right.
The one upstairs.
Nest.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Yes.
Rest in peace, all the bars in your local areas. Holy, we're stuck inside. But yes, welcome back. Rest in peace, Flick. One more time. Pour a little out. Drink a little. Smoke one out.
Yeah, a bit of a shitty week. Last Tuesday, I was at my girlfriend's and we were like cooking dinner. I was writing the Impact report, and our beautiful cat, who we haven't had long, managed to get herself outside and was on the balcony and slipped. And we are 15 stories up, so it wasn't good. And Kim's kind of been living here at the BDE for the last week, so hence that's why if you're on the YouTube room, we're in a different room right now.
We're in the BDE, the Brady's room.
We're in the Brady's room.
The bracement.
But yeah, it's not been an easy week. It's been very kind of up and down. And yeah, I'm kind of ready to try and get back into the swing of things.
Get back in. Well, we feel for you, everyone.
Thank you.
Here.
And thank you for everyone who like sent messages and stuff. That's very sweet of you.
Yes, all of our upNXT, all of our listeners here. We are an NXT podcast, but we totally talk about other shit, and we do thrive on being your friends. So we lost one this week. So but you're back. We're here to talk about some wrestling. Yeah. We're still in quarantine. The world is ending. We got UFOs. We got coronavirus. And we got fucking murder hornets. What's going on?
So I've got like a little chat group on Facebook, which is dedicated to chat about TV, film, video games, pop culture.
Nerd stuff.
It's basically a spin-off from our wrestling chat where we're like, hey, we want to like dedicate. There's like a sports chat as well. And I realized this week, because we were having a chat about random stuff, this year is the writer's strike season of years.
Yeah.
It's just... It's terrible.
So you're saying God just fucked off.
It's God's fucked off. He's been on strike. Whoever's writing this season and whoever's left are jumping the shark left, right, and center. They're like, what about if murder hornets then came down to attack them? Well, have you heard about these murder hornets?
Of course. That's what I just said. The murder hornets. I'm scared that they apparently might come to Canada too. We could be all dying.
I'm dreading to think, for Christmas this year, I'm totally picturing Bill Goldberg just ripping off people's heads as Santa. It's going to be Santa's sleigh. It's Santa, because if you think this is only chapter 5
of
this 12 chapter story.
2020 is the end of the world. It could be. Knowing this is it, like this is how it all goes down.
The chat room are kind of disagreeing. One person says this is the Vince Russo year.
It is, it sucks.
Which I would say is the same as the writer's strike season. But Eric Marcotte thinks this would be the most compelling series finale in TV history.
You just end it on a fucking everyone the big blow up. It's like Coronation Street was just a old lady show, and then they had explosions and train crashes.
You know what it's going to end up as? The ultimate fuck you. And maybe I don't care. I might alienate fans here. But it's going to be Trump was right the whole time. And Trump is our savior. And that's like, honestly, the way this year's going, that's how you'd finish it.
Wait, you're saying he's not?
But
I'm drinking White Claws, which is not... Purell. I'm not ingesting Purell, but I'm ingesting these White Claws because they're now available in Canada, and we'd love them.
They're fantastic.
That's the only good thing about 2020 is we get these things in Canada.
We got the lime ones out the way first because they're the worst. They're the worst. They're not bad, but they're not good.
If you like lime White Claws, I can't trust you. I can't. Sorry, it's broken.
But still, you'd buy a lime White Claw over another brand vodka soda in a nicer flavor, right?
Yeah. But if you like lime White Claw, then maybe you might want to get tested for coronavirus because I heard you don't have taste.
Oh. I tell you what I did try, which was pretty good.
Okay.
I think it might be the Socialite brand, but it's
I don't know.
Smoked pineapple and hibiscus.
Smoked? It sounds bougie.
It was so good.
Okay.
It's in one of the thinner cans, like the Cottage Spring size cans. But yeah.
Nice. Well, other than your week last week, how are you doing? What's going on?
I'm all right.
We're in quarantine. We're hanging out in the BDE. We go for walks. The weather's getting good. I'd never realized our next door neighbor has like a cherry blossom tree in their front yard, and it's sprung right in front of our thing.
I think I've never. Cherry blossom trees are lovely. I think I've never been because here in the city, Trinity Bellwoods obviously has all the
High Park.
Hyde Park, is
Yeah.
it? Have all the cherry blossom
Yeah,
trees,
it's wrong.
and they're happening right now, but they're all blocked off because
know.
it's a thing. Every year, people want those photos for
People
Instagram.
are breaking in right now.
My street back home just has a load of them, so I
okay, sure.
I'm like,
thanks, Britt.
but like I take them for granted
I
because
guess
I'm like,
you do.
why are people jumping fences
Yeah.
to take a photo of a tree that's just been out my house
Wow.
all these years? No, I'm pretty good. I've been going on some nice walks because it's been beautiful outside. Although apparently it's meant to snow again this weekend.
I hope not.
So that's kind of shitty. But yeah, it was my turn to cook this week.
Yeah.
But with me being off last week, we've been slightly behind on our schedule. So we recorded our Love Simon Up Yours episode for the Patreon today with
Talk about
our man
this.
Neil.
We're a wrestling podcast, but our Patreon gets wild. We do so many crazy things. We talk about some in-depth, nerdy Japanese wrestling from years ago. We talk about all sorts of stuff. We're doing Godfather later this month. But one of our world champ patrons chose a movie we both never seen. Came out a few years ago called Love, Simon. It's basically like a John Hughes movie that's made in 2018. But focuses on it's like the first time ever like a gay protagonist.
It's a
is
coming
the
of
main-
age and
yeah.
a coming out story.
Yeah, so not necessarily my eyebrow raised when it was chosen to watch, but we gave it a watch and we gave it a fair review, and we both kind of like enjoyed the movie it was pretty good. It was a lot of fun. So we watch all sorts of like random shit on our Patreon. Our Patreon's insane. We did our best match ever.
Well, I just wanted to say why we were reviewing that. So so we watched that today and recorded that today. So normally this would be my turn to cook.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, true. Sorry, yeah.
And because of lack of time, and I was like, fuck it, I just want to get takeout.
upNXT takeout takeover.
It's takeout takeover. We ordered from a restaurant nearby that used to be a regular at before all this happened. So I thought I'd kind of want to pop my head in.
Yeah.
And we ordered a load of stuff from a place called Happa. And really tasty. I was hoping that maybe they'd sneak me a cheeky drink when I was there, just for old time's sake. But alas, that didn't happen.
What's the whiskey I get there?
Suntory,
yeah,
is it?
For good times.
Yeah.
Make it Suntory.
But yeah, that was that. So we've had Happa Japanese kind of barbecue food today, which was very, very tasty.
It was. We decided to do some upNXT takeout, and it was lit. That I've been cooking a lot. I said it. I've been saying it on every show. I've just been like coming up with crazy things. A friend of mine wanted pizza tacos, so I made some pizza tacos. They were interesting.
Okay.
They were pretty good, but like.
What's a pizza taco?
So sorry, I did spaghetti tacos and pizza tacos.
They sound terrible.
Well, they were pretty. They were interesting.
I like both. I like all of those things, but I don't know.
I know. It's weird, but don't knock it till you try it.
True.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, you're right.
But these days, anything can be a taco. Anyone can be a chef right now. I've also learned that I've never been like an online shopper, but this quarantine is making me a changed man, and I ordered a new keyboard.
Yes.
Off Amazon. I never use Amazon. I've had a gift card for like a year and a half, but I used it. Bought myself a keyboard. Bought myself a new dresser.
Support the small businesses, you know. Throw that Jeff Bezos a buck or two.
Yeah, I know. But
in these times of need.
It's because I had the gift cards. It's because I had the gift cards.
Hey, I ordered from Amazon too. I'm Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be.
I know.
I'm sorry, but I am.
So.
But yeah.
If you go on my Twitter @theBrady, I tweeted out like I make beats on the side and stuff. So since I'm in quarantine, I'm bored as hell. So I've been putting together like a bunch of stuff. And if anyone, I don't know, knows anyone who wants to make music and stuff or anything along those lines.
You know what it sounds like you're saying?
What am I saying?
It sounds like you're saying we are officially throwing our names in the hat for the WH Park post-Perez theme tune competition.
Me and you?
Yeah,
I'll make
let's
the
do
beat.
it.
You sing?
I'll rap and sing.
You'll rap?
I'll be like a little Ed Sheeran. Me.
I heard he said because it's a podcast about Japanese wrestling.
Yeah.
Perez. That he doesn't want any wind chimes or what is it, like flutes or
flutes,
things,
gongs.
So we're gonna do a song with flutes, gongs, and chimes and all those things, right?
Because we're respectful. Yeah.
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 It's. I'm hoping Brother Nate enters that because I love his Christmas song.
I don't want to.
You
don't want to enter because I want to give like other people. I want someone else to do it.
Oh, cocky! You sound like You sound like you were before the Mario Kart tournament. You sound like, I don't want to enter that
No, but I
because
think
I
it's
want to
more
give
fun.
other people a chance.
I think it's more fun if a fan, even our own theme, shout out Shaheen, shout out Warren D, shout out Daniel for the 8-bit and synth ones. I like the fact that like I helped orchestrate and put all these things, and I produced and put it all together, and that was amazing for me, even as like a music head as myself, to kind of put it together. So yeah, enter WH Park, friend of pro wrestling, post wrestling rather, and his theme contest. But yeah, if you want to check out some of the stuff I made, go on my Twitter and you can find it there. But I ordered a keyboard, I ordered a new dresser, I got to put it together.
You've got a SoundCloud now, I saw.
Yeah,
right?
That's what it was. Yeah, I don't remember the link to it already. But I found this beautiful thing called Linktree, which is amazing. It links you all. So if you go to my Twitter, it links it there. It's beautiful.
Okay.
It's great. So I've just been keeping busy with that, watching wrestling. I got Crave. I've been watching The Sopranos, as I've been mentioning. Paulie from The Sopranos is my idol. Mm-hmm. You told me he was actually in the mob, which is crazy. Yeah. So I'm obsessed with that. I've been cooking, been chilling, been still working a few days a week at my other job. So it's okay. I miss going out. I miss going to the bars.
I think that's the main thing.
Is dancing. I've been throwing my own dance parties.
I'm not missing work at all.
Well, yeah.
No, but I know some people are.
Yeah.
I know some people are. I'm perfectly fine with keeping myself busy at home by doing things like this, reading a book, watching a film, going for a walk, going for a run. Like, I'm fine. I can fill a week times-wise easy. It's the social aspect that I lack.
Yeah. I think everyone's going to come out of this thing when we get out of it, if we get out of it. Everyone's going to be more like social and more. It's going to take a long time, but when everything is finally, the dust settles and everything, people will be like urging to go and shoot their shot more often. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Right? Like you know what I mean? Like, hey, this could be the end of all things or something. So just do whatever you want to do, but wash your hands and stay 6 feet apart or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
we have we mentioned Love Simon. We have a pretty packed month on the Patreon.
It's month. Weird. So our Patreon's insane. So we did that movie, which is like, okay, very not wrestling oriented at all, but a patron picked it and we did it. And you know what? We had a lot of fun. One of our best shows. That'll be out later sometime this week. But also we did our best match ever, Misawa Kawada. That was out. We did so many fun shows in the past month. The Ric Flair, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat thing is still in my mind. We've been watching so much wrestling. I think it's ruined some wrestling for me from watching the series of such good shit. We did a show on that, which was amazing. And I did a show of Was Next with John Cena, associate producer of Up Next, where we went back and watched some old NXT, and we found a hidden gem of CM Punk and Ono and Cesaro and Seth Rollins in there. It was wild. But this upcoming month, we did Love Simon, but we go from Love Simon to another Up Next show, 8 Mile.
8 Mile. We're doing The Godfather this month. We're looking at old TNA. Someone being locked down because we're in lockdown.
We're in a lockdown, so we're doing a lockdown.
This is actually such a good month to join because just the way the calendar falls, it's 5 weeks worth of shows.
Sure.
So for $5, you can get 5 weeks of worth of shows from this month and everything we've done previously.
Yeah.
I've just uploaded the review of the pilot of Lost. I'm doing like a little mini series, a 3-part series.
Get Lost.
Looking.
I thought you were doing Gilligan's Island. Sorry, wrong show.
Looking at the whole series of Lost, and we uploaded the pilot on the free feed, and the next 2 shows are going to be available on the Patreon for all tiers. So even the Cruiserweight tier.
$2.05
for just $2.05. And we're going to be looking at kind of next week is just the show in general and all of the crazy theories and our favorite episodes. And then we'll be releasing the review of the finale and our thoughts on the end, whether we loved it, whether we hated it, how we feel about it 10 years later. And I got a lovely message from a listener of John and Ways earlier today who has just signed up to our Patreon because he goes, hey, I don't watch NXT. So I never listened to you guys, but I wanted to listen to your Lost stuff. So clicked on and saw you do all this other stuff. So
we do.
Our Patreon is way more kind of pop culture than purely wrestling.
Yes. We get super in depth. Like we kind of do go all over. Whether we pick stuff to review, whether it be movies or like our Up Yours, where the world champs pick stuff. And like this month is crazy considering it's Godfather, 8 Mile, and we've done wrestling and. Wei Ting has picked a movie that's going to be down in the future. So there's more wrestling picks down the line. But we're doing a watch-along on our YouTube. youtube.com/upnext. As we are live after NXT every Wednesday, we're going live for Money in the Bank on Sunday, and then doing a review after, and then going live for Double or Nothing later in the month for AEW, because we do our AEW reviews every Thursday in upNXT, which is on our Patreon as well. So that's a crazy month. But forget all that. There's a bigger show.
Oh.
I think it's time we let the cat out the bag.
Okay.
We created a show called Best Match Ever, and that's my favorite podcast to do, especially in quarantine. I get so fucking bored, so I just roll a big bat, smoke it, not eat it, smoke it, and I put on some old wrestling, and I just get lost into some crazy stuff. And we went back and we were watching a bunch of Four Pillars, Kenta Kobashi, all that stuff, and we watched one guy who kept showing up in a bunch of these matches called Stan Hansen. Some would say the GOAT, the guy with the best lariat. And we said, well, we instantly got to do a Best Match Ever of Stan Hansen.
Yeah, the way we've been kind of structuring our Best Match Ever over the last few months is trying to mix it up as best we can. So we'll have like a kind of WWE Best Match Ever.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at stuff that we haven't necessarily seen before.
Right.
So a lot of it is like 90s All Japan,
So,
which we hear is like one of the greatest eras of wrestling. But as to millennials, we've never really.
So get
touched.
this, we thought, well, we don't know too much. We know a lot about wrestling, but we don't know too much about this guy named Stan Hansen, who's supposed to be this epic, legendary wrestler. We thought, well, usually we can do digging and find out what's good and stuff. So we're compiling a list of the best matches, but someone's going to teach us all about Stan Hansen. Someone's going to join us for Best Match Ever, and it's the GOAT of wrestling journalism, John Pollock.
Who?
Yeah, that's right. John Pollock's going to join us and just nerd out over some old school wrestling later this month on our Patreon. This sounds like so much fun. You know why it sounds like fun? Because John asked to be on the show. That's how you know.
I'm really looking forward to this one because I listen to John have to talk about
this shit
Raw
that's going on
every week and SmackDown. And spoilers, I think John might be a bit of a nerd as well when it comes to wrestling.
So as soon as
and this is definitely the nerdy show. We get super nerdy on this show.
So in my opinion, $5 to listen to that show coming out in a few weeks, instantly enough. And then it helps us out in the time we need. So I'm super excited for that. We're going to nerd out over some old school wrestling, and we'll come up with some other ideas for the future for Best Match Ever, because we just love watching some old school wrestling, watching the matches, rating them, seeing what they're ranked on certain websites and by certain journalists, and compare, give our thoughts. And we don't always agree on which one we think is the best one. So it's awesome. We've done so many different ones, including one this week, which we're recording tomorrow, I think. Best Match Ever, Money in the Bank matches.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at the best matches from the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Yes.
Now, I flicked on the network earlier today, and it looks like they're kind of stealing our shit, because there was a best of Money in the Bank thing. I mean,
whatever.
But we're not necessarily looking at all the ladder matches.
Right.
Obviously, a lot have taken place over the years at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
We're just looking at the pay-per-view in general, which, in looking back, there were some classic matches.
Instantly, everyone's screaming at us, well, yeah, there's one. That's the best one. Yeah, we know.
Yes.
John Cena, CM Punk.
CM Punk.
We're going to talk about it.
But there are so many others as well. Like, Money in the Bank quickly became kind of it made the big four pay-per-views kind of a big five. Mm-hmm. It's a staple in the calendar.
It is now.
And I feel, whereas you have like your Hell in a Cells and TLCs where you're killing the gimmick, Money in the Bank still, it's kind of like a Royal Rumble. It's, I'm excited. See who's going to get it.
For sure.
It's a fresh start of, it's kind of resetting the calendar almost of storylines and things. But there have been some great singles matches as well there. And I've watched a bunch in prep, and I'm very excited for this show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So we're recording that on Sunday. We're recording that tomorrow, and we'll be putting that out, and it's going to be all the Money in the Bank matches. There's a few sick ones. We watched some Kevin Owens Cena, Punk Cena. There's some ladder matches, some cool stuff. Cody
AJ
Rhodes.
Styles has had a couple of really good matches.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes and some ladder matches there before his jump to AEW. Crazy stuff. We'll be reviewing all those this week.
We got Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, Wade Barrett.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I also accidentally watched. I think it was Kelly and Taryn Terrell versus Michelle McCool and Layla.
Best match ever.
We'll probably bring it up. We probably won't. And then of course our AEW reviews every Thursday, And yeah, so we're doing so much, but join us for our watch along of Money in the Bank this Sunday, because that'll be a lot of fun. I love those things. Those are so much fun.
Yeah. YouTube.com/upNXT. Grab some White Claws or beers or coffee or tea or
Whatever
juice, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Packet of chips.
Yeah.
Sit back.
Smoke a bowl.
And as I said on the Lost review, watch 12 idiots run up a corporate building to grab a briefcase on a roof.
Wow.
Like, what else are you going to do this Sunday? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So come hang out.
Come hang out.
Should we get a briefcase and hang it in the BDE?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we've been playing WWE 2K19, and we created the BDE Championship, and I've altered an awesome download of Hangman Page. We don't play 2K20 because fuck that shit.
Yeah.
So Hangman Page is the longest reigning BDE champion.
We tend to do. I've downloaded so many like AEW and New Japan wrestlers and All Japan wrestlers from over the years that we'll just do a 30-man Royal Rumble solely of non-WWE guys. And
for some reason, I'm hooked on being Hangman.
It's a lot of fun. Hangman's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I looked up a video of best kind of custom matches because I love the custom matches. One we got to try, an Iron Man ladder match. Sorry, Iron Man table match.
So you just keep putting people through tables.
Tables.
I love it.
It sounds quite fun.
Great. Yeah, let's do that tonight. Yeah. That's how we're finding our time here. You got Fire Pro. We got to try.
It was on sale. PlayStation had this crazy 75% off like Japanese games.
Okay.
So I got a
I
got a Naruto game because my girlfriend loves Naruto.
Yeah.
That's I believe is kind of like Smash Brothers, like kind of arcadey.
White Claw.
That was like $4. I got and I got Fire Pro Wrestling. I'm debating
excited.
whether to get the Stardom expansion
Obviously.
pack. Yeah.
It has Julie in it.
I don't
Does
think
that have Io
I
Shirai?
don't think Julia is in it.
Does it have Kairi?
It's got Hana Kimura, and
So it doesn't
as
have
long as
Io?
it's got Hana Kimura or
Io?
no, it's pretty recent the game.
Bea Priestley?
Yes, Bea Priestley's in it.
Great. You never heard of Buns Trading or Pal's Trade Zone? I had this basket of beer that I have, and I don't really drink beer, so I put it on there finally to get rid of it, and I asked for 2 PlayStation 2 controllers because I have Here Comes the Pain and I want to play it. I have a PS2, but my controllers are broken. So this guy we did a contactless trade where I put it down and he comes and you do it all, weird, 6 feet apart, whatever. And the controllers are like in great condition. And then I go to grab my PS2 to plug it all in, and I can't find my PS2. So I either lost it in a move when we moved here, or it's somewhere in storage. I don't know. So now I have controllers.
What can you trade for a PS2?
He gave me controllers and a few games like San Andreas, which I already have still, but like it was a good trade. But now I don't have the system. I don't know where it is. I have Here Comes the Pain somewhere.
It's crazy that it's 2020 and you can pretty much get whatever you want quickly now.
Yeah.
And the Switch.
Is that it gone?
I'd have bought it by now. We just gave the Switch back to our friend.
Yeah.
And I'd have totally bought a Switch by now.
Wow.
And you can't find them anywhere.
No.
It's crazy.
We'll start a Kickstarter for us to send us a Switch.
But nowhere. It's not available
know,
anywhere. You can't.
I know.
A Kickstarter will do jack.
Yeah. It's trying times.
So we should play the snares a bit more, and not the snare. What is it?
Genesis.
Genesis.
Yeah. We got the Genesis. I was
Mega
playing,
Drive. It was in the UK.
To be honest, you can see it right here in my room. I was playing the N64. I busted the N64. I was playing Super Mario 64. I was creaming it.
We played GoldenEye last week.
Oh yeah, I was watching you.
Yeah,
you got so
terrible.
mad.
I got
I'm really good at it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm good at it. So we'll play some N64 in the near future. But that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, I guess we should talk about this show, shouldn't we?
I guess so. I guess we'll talk about what some people here are actually here to listen to, and not just to hear us talk about random shit. But some people just turn it off when we talk about the wrestling. It's weird. We have a variation of crowds. But if you're here, the whole thing.
I know my brother just tunes in for the beginning. He's like, hey, we don't talk all the time, but I know what's going on just from your 20 minutes at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, just before we start.
Oh, boy.
Just a quick. My brother is like the head of a physio department at a hospital in the UK, the NHS. And they got a video sent to them from Hugh Grant.
Oh, GOAT.
This week. Apparently one of my brother's team worked on the film Senna. Have you seen Senna?
Mm-mm.
It's about the racer. It's the same director as the Amy Winehouse film. I think Steven Gerrard has just had a film out about him, like a documentary guy.
Mm-hmm.
But so he's mates with Hugh Grant, and Hugh Grant sent my brother this hilarious video, which I'll show you after the show. But pretty cool. Hugh Grant.
I love Hugh Grant.
Just saying, like, keep doing what you're doing, and that's to everyone out there, all you essential workers and
That's
wrestlers. Keep doing what you're doing.
I like Hugh Grant since he did something a few years ago. I think I talked about it. The Very English Scandal.
Right.
He was playing Thorpe, famous politician. That was awesome. But I know him from his older movies because he was huge here. Even
he was huge for a while.
Wow. I wish. Why don't we start sending out? We are backlogged on our videos that we send people. Boy.
Yeah, we need to. You'd have thought when we went into this kind of lockdown, we'd have had more time to kind of send our thank yous, but we will get round to it. We still promise, and we feel bad because we haven't, but we will send our thank yous.
I guess we should talk about NXT.
Yes.
NXT. WWE. NXT. From May.
So he looks rough though, doesn't he?
Oh, you're sending me Hugh Grant. Oh, yeah, it's Hugh. He's still, moms everywhere loved Hugh Grant, right? You want to make a joke so bad about something.
Oh, he's just had a heavy quarantine by the looks of it.
I don't want to know what he's been getting up to. I knew what he would get up to in the real world. Who knows what Hugh Grant's getting up to? Best match ever, Hugh Grant movies. 4 Weddings and a Funeral, maybe? That's probably the one.
Love Actually.
Oh, I've never seen it in full.
It's a good film.
I just know my boys in it from the IT crowd.
Notting Hill's a good one as well.
Notting Hill? Oh,
With
yeah.
Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Right. Yes. NXT review.
NXT from May 6th, 2020. It starts off with a few video packages for tonight's stacked card, if you ask me. The card tonight looked great.
Now, I was chatting to one of my friends earlier about this. Do you think this would have been a takeover? Because they've been doing takeovers in the past, piggybacking off of Money in the Bank weekend. But obviously they switched the dates around this year with Money in the Bank being earlier.
True.
So this kind of felt like a takeover card, really.
Yeah. But
like semi.
It just didn't feel like it when watching it.
Once we watched it, but on paper, you've got the Adam Cole Velveteen Dream match that's been built up for a while. Io Shirai Charlotte has been built up for a while. And Gargano back in action. It kind of semi felt like it, but definitely didn't deliver.
No.
Like after watching it, this was not a takeover. But on paper, this was the more appealing show of
I don't
between
know,
this and AEW.
You got Matt Hardy on AEW.
Cool. Like,
I don't know. I think
like
that's a big deal.
I'm really enjoying AEW, but on paper, I'd say this is the more appealing show.
We say it on our Thursday Up Next shows, but I've been enjoying AEW more than I've been enjoying NXT.
Me too.
And we are your NXT people, so that says a lot. Like we're honest. We just say how it is, how we see shit. But NXT is in a bit of a lull. But maybe here tonight, I actually enjoyed tonight's episode.
Okay.
So we start with a match. Johnny Gargano. Now, if you want to be negative on NXT, you can start here because Johnny Gargano comes out to a new Titantron, new gear, new kind of look, and new heel music. Oh my God. R.I.P. Rebel Heart. This Rebel Heart no longer here.
You know what? I'm okay with that because the time when Johnny Gargano wins our hearts again and that music hits, it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it too, nerd. But yeah, so he's got this like metal rock kind of vocal sample music. It's kind of generic. I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on us, but maybe it'll fit the character with him and Candice. I don't know. His gear.
I need to listen to it a few more times because I remember first time I heard Rebel Heart and I was like, really?
Yeah.
That's your theme?
And then it grew on me.
And then I was like, oh, this theme's good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I need to hear this a bit more, but it didn't grab me right away.
Yeah. R.I.P. this Rebel Heart. And then Johnny tweeted about it after being like, haha, fuck you, Marks, which I love. Johnny's the GOAT, but this music's going to have to grow on me. His gear is always superheroes, right? And I'm trying to see that maybe his gear is villain inspired, but I couldn't quite picture it. Is it Mr. Freeze? Is it something? I don't know.
I'm not sure because he normally just saves that for takeovers.
Right.
He normally wears more generic gear.
But sometimes even those are like inspired slightly with the colors and the schemes. I don't know.
Like, yeah, I could only see maybe Mr. Freeze, Silver Surfer.
Gargoyles.
I don't know. Like
something. I'm telling you, someone's
maybe.
gonna dig on it.
It looked cool though. It was a good color. Like switching away from, I normally think of him in like kind of black and red or that.
He
kind
looked
of...
cool. He looked
good.
healed. I think his gear was improving. But
For
Gargano has the task of going up against Dominik Dijakovic. Gargano's gear has the letters T, J, G, W. Tonight, Johnny Gargano wins, obviously. And Dijakovic just randomly called Gargano out on his shit and wanted a match, and we're getting it here tonight. Gargano is just being tossed around early on in this match by Dominik Dijakovic. The size difference is crazy. He's throwing Johnny around, tossing him, hoofing him, whatever you want to call it. And then does his time to fly suplex throw. As he's beating him down, Candice LeRae kind of appears ringside and watching and kind of distracts Dijakovic. And there's some sort of flying tope from Johnny, which then they go to break. When they come back, Johnny's got a sleeper. There's cyclone kicks. There's super kicks. There's a choke slam bomb for 2 from Dijakovic. There's then a moonsault miss where he lands on his feet, then super kicks Johnny. There's then a powerbomb countered into a Rana into the exposed turnbuckle. Johnny then slings himself into the ring with the slingshot DDT, which they're calling the final beat.
Yes.
Since he beat Ciampa. And Johnny Gargano with this final beat pins Dijakovic with the slingshot DDT. Johnny Gargano wins, celebrates with Candice LeRae. This was fine, but it didn't quite get to what I thought it would be.
There's definitely a better Gargano versus Dijakovic match in there because I really like both guys, but
me too.
But also these guys shouldn't be seen as equals, really. Gargano is one of your top guys, and he's just had a heel turn. Dijakovic's great, I love him, but it should be an easier win for Gargano here.
Yeah.
In the pecking order.
It was. He beat him with the DDT.
Exactly. So, but I feel there is, down the line, one day, a bigger match here. But it was fine. I just find it... I don't know. I definitely feel those extra wrestlers ringside in an AEW show help. They just add something.
Yeah.
This was good. This was solid, but
it didn't quite get it there for me.
No,
and I like both these guys, and Johnny is one of the best. He's one of my favorites.
For sure.
But
He's
yeah. I still like the direction where he's going with the heel, everything. Go forward with that. Why
Absolutely.
not? Now's the time to try it.
Candice looked great as well. She's changed her look up a little bit as well. They look good together, and it's gonna be...
It's all that Caesar salad they're eating.
Absolutely. It's gonna be a better dynamic. I'm interested with them really. Just go all in with it now. Your heels.
Go in what?
Go all in with it now.
Yeah, thought so. Someone who likes to go all in, Matt Riddle. There's a replay of him being attacked on the Newly Bros show with Speed's Not My Thing. And we see Imperium, the ones who attacked Matt Riddle and Thatcher. And they're doing a little video here talking to us. They say that they are the Force. They've been here. They've been the Force, but they've been looked over. You see, we don't even know who his new partner is. What's his name? Thatcher? Tim? Who? We don't. Which is funny because of their history prior to WWE NXT. They say that was a pathetic game show and that these two as champions are embarrassing and that we're going to bring respect back to this sport. And that we are Imperium. So they're challenging Riddle and Thatcher to a tag team title match.
Which is going to be a fantastic match. Hope it gets the time it deserves. It's next week.
Yeah.
That match should be great. And I think it will be a good thing for Thatcher, who knows these guys. Well, knows Marcel Bartel pretty well.
That rhymed.
Does it? Marcel Bartel pretty well. Yeah.
He knows Marcel Bartel very well.
We could put that in our WH Park rap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it will be a really good match, and I hope it's a better showing for Thatcher than the other week against Undisputed. Yeah. Which I know there were people higher up on that than we were, but we both kind of felt that wasn't the best showcase for him.
Yeah, I agree.
But hopefully next week it will be a harder hitting match, I think, against those guys.
Yes, it is later announced. Later announced that it is a tag team title match between these two teams. I like this. It's the classic. We're foreign heels, and their music is playing in the background. They're doing their pose with their thing.
I don't know if they were playing the foreign card too much.
They got thick accents, and the way.
Hey, come on! Like, you can't hide your accent.
I know.
It's
clearly what they were going for, though. With the different angles, black and white kind of style.
Not so much. No, I disagree. Like,
I want respect of the sport because back home, kind of thing,
For sure, but it's not them speaking in their language
Sure.
to get a boo
Right.
and saying, "Oh, all you Americans have disrespected
Sure.
the pure European wrestling."
Right,
It's
which
not that.
I liked that they didn't do that. I
Um,
just got that vibe because I like these.
They
two.
are heels who are foreign, but I don't know if I got
If
that
you're
much.
foreign, you're heel.
I mean, yeah.
It's WWE. Most of the time.
Hey, that's not English. Boo him. Boo that man.
What? He's Canadian? USA. USA. So we'll see that match next week. We see Io Shirai. She's backstage. She's getting prepared for her matchup tonight because she's going one-on-one with the Queen, Charlotte Flair, for the Women's Championship. I'm so excited. But we'll get there because out comes Tattooed Jack.
Tattoo Jack is back.
Tattooed Jack came back. The Cruiserweight Championship interim, whatever you want to call it, tournament is happening right now. Tattooed Jack is here. And we had a little tear in our eye when Tattooed Jack comes out.
Oh, yeah. I know we just mentioned him, but WH Park always gets upset when we make fun of him.
Oh.
He always messages me going like, "Stop bullying him."
Right.
I like his tattoos.
Oh, you like Tattoo Jack? He likes Tattoo Jack's. Imagine WH Park just rips off his shirt and he's got like.
He's like, "Oh, I've been waiting to show you guys this."
He'd have some real bad ones.
Yeah.
Tattoo Jack, or some people call him Ed Sheeran.
Little Ed Sheeran.
He looks like little Ed Sheeran. He's bigger than it. Is he bigger than Ed Sheeran?
No, I mean just Ed Sheeran's little. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Ed Sheeran also has chest tattoos.
Oh, his
We've
tattoos
talked about
are
it
the
on this show
worst,
before,
yeah.
but someone, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, just look it up. Tattoo Jack Gallagher. I know we're making fun of him, but I like this look. I want a ship on my chest. I think it's cool, legit. Like no sell. What's worse, his or Cody's? Cody's.
I don't know. It's debatable.
At least you can wear a shirt and cover it.
True.
Like you can't. What are you gonna cover the neck thing with? How's he gonna go to an onsen if he goes to Japan? Come on, what are you doing? So Tattoo Jack's in this tournament against Akira Tozawa, and these two kind of go for like a little bit of a scrum early on here, and Tattoo Jack like. Now I'm just calling him that like casually, not even as a joke. Wow, jeez. Did you hear how casual I just said that? Tattoo Jack catches him up in the air, pops him up, and does a Samoan drop, which was really cool. Akira Tozawa fights back and hits just a beautiful German, just killing him. Like, he landed on his neck. And there's pop-up Ranas to both guys. There's chop battles on the apron. Akira Tozawa then DDTs Jack on the apron, rolls him back in the ring, and then hits his senton. Kind of, because the first angle they showed, it looked like he completely missed him.
Yeah.
When they showed the replay, it looked great. So maybe it was just shows that there is smoke and mirrors here in sports entertainment. But Akira Tozawa with the senton pins Jack Gallagher, and it gets a point here in the tournament.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Tozawa some credit here.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna give WWE some credit.
Okay.
Because we keep seeing Tozawa get beaten in like less than a minute on Raw. And people going, how can you do that to a guy who is he 2-1 or
He's
3-0? He's
2.
2-0 in this tournament. Who's
Yeah.
storming this tournament right now?
Yeah.
How can you do this to this guy on Wednesday nights? He's doing so well.
Different.
But it's smart. It's smart. He's like, hey, you're putting me out first in a gauntlet match and I'm against Bobby Lashley? Pff, just pin me. I got a tournament match
True.
on Wednesday.
Wow.
So I think he's being smart, and I'm giving them
Wow.
credit here.
Wow.
Kayfabe, he's like, why should he give a shit about these Raw matches? He could be your interim cruiserweight champion.
Interim.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
Interim.
Wow. Well, Akira Tozawa gets the points. He has a match promo afterwards, and he says, 2 down, 2 to go. He says his next opponent is Phantasma, and I will beat you. So, Akira Tozawa, Phantasma next. But what did you think? This match was a little short.
It was short. I like both guys. I actually really like the way the match started with Jack just running at him with that drop kick right away. It was quite frantic right at the beginning. And yeah, I think the problem is with these two is we're a bit tired of watching them. They're both fantastic wrestlers, but we've seen them since the beginning of this 205 live thing, and there is a bit of that 205 stink on them that the likes of Phantasma, Kushida, hell, even Drake Maverick, because we haven't really seen him wrestle, doesn't have.
Yeah.
So when I see a a Jack Gallagher, a Tony Nese, and Akira Tozawa, there's kind of that, okay, these guys again.
Yeah, again.
Which is crazy, because Akira Tozawa especially, I think, is so entertaining to watch. But I've just been conditioned over the years to not really care about these guys.
I agree. The WWE does that, though. Like, so many people are like that in our eyes. Like, your Kurt Hawkins, your Zack Ryders, because we've seen them be those guys for so long, right? It's the way WWE portrays them.
Talking of those two right there, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, they put out something the other day where they're really hoping to do the tag league in New Japan.
Wow.
And I'm like, that would be fantastic if these guys could really kind of prove it and just be like, hey, we're good. We can go as well.
Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins in the New Japan Tag League sometime in the future would be crazy. But I guess this is the part of the show where we mention someone who, some people who should be in a tag league, in every fucking tag league. The Revival. Revolt.
The Revolt.
They joined Chris Jericho's podcast, and I'm honest, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but I listened to that one because I am a big fan of those two. And
well, there are NXT guys, right?
Yeah,
like they killed it in NXT.
I've been
so we have that kind of.
I mean, I know,
parent figure role to them, really, you know.
I've watched them for so long. I did it, I've been doing an NXT review for a long time back in the archives, and I've watched them grow and to see what they've become, and it was like sad. So the fact that they're taking a chance on themselves, that whole interview was amazing, and I really enjoyed it, simply because I'm a fan of them, and listening to it was very inspiring, and I can't wait to see wrestling back with them. They made me excited.
I was trying to work out as I was listening to it whether they were kayfabing us and they've got to deal with AEW.
Yeah, probably.
Because they mentioned all these teams. They mentioned like the Briscoes and the North, who are obviously ROH and Impact, where if they're with AEW, they're not going to wrestle. And Guerrillas of Destiny from New Japan.
Yeah.
They mentioned those matches. And
the Bucks.
I feel... Well, yeah, but the Bucks are AEW.
Yeah.
This is why I'm saying where I feel they might have been kayfabing us a bit and swerving us.
Sure.
I'd love to see those matches. And unfortunately, in a different climate, you could go, yeah, we're going to take 6 months. We're going to wrestle all those matches outside of the major companies that we want to wrestle.
Indie shows.
Exactly.
Indie dates.
Do the Guerrillas of Destiny match. Do the North match. Do the Briscoes. And then be like, right, and now we'll go to AEW and have that Young Bucks run. Unfortunately, the landscape isn't like that right now. And if you've just come out of a contract, and I'm sure they got a bit of a payoff leaving WWE, but you're going to want to make money as soon as possible, and an AEW contract is offered to you, and you can start working right away, you might want to just take it.
What's their names now? Cash Wheeler and
Dax
Harwood
and Cash Wheeler.
The way they talked, I became even bigger fan of them. We didn't know each other yet, but we both went to NXT Takeover Toronto back when it was Revival 2 out of 3 Falls DIY. Yep. One of my favorite matches I've ever seen live, if not one. Like, it's just fantastic, and they talk about that match as well. And that's when I was like, these guys are fucking goats, and they can go so far. And I know wrestling's the least thing you should be worrying about in these times right now, but they made me excited to see what can happen when things are back.
I think it just opens up so many opportunities, and that's why if this was normal, I'd love to see them just wrestle everyone right now.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to see them go to AEW right away, although business-wise it's the smarter thing to do.
Yeah.
Because the idea I'm writing the reports for Impact on the Post Wrestling site right now, and the North are one of the highlights for me on that show. I think they're fantastic, and obviously from just down the road here,
I've watched them in Smash Wrestling and Squared Circle for so many years here.
I never really thought about them against the Revival until they mentioned that on the podcast, and I go, oh yeah, I can kind of see that match in my head.
There's so many teams. I would like to see the Revival. I would more so like to see the Revival do New Japan. I would like to see, the Bullet Club has run its course. Just have two. They always like to have like the hot heel kind of thing, but you don't need them to be in any of the Bullet Club.
Well, especially when you think before all of this happened, it was. We got the Guerrillas of Destiny get the titles again.
Yeah, I'm
for
over
like
them.
the 100th time. But it looked like it was Ibushi and Tanahashi who are teaming
Even
up.
cooler.
And to
Imagine
win
that match.
So imagine going in the Revival against those guys.
Yeah.
Jeez. But I got to ask you, Braden, out of the two, who's the Marty?
Out of who? Kota Ibushi and Tanahashi?
Of the Revival.
Yeah, no,
I'm joking. They made some good points about that, but yeah.
I love Marty Jannetty, and Action Bronson and Wiz Khalifa have a song called Marty Jannetty, which is a great smoking
One of my
anthem.
favorites.
Yeah, you don't know it at all.
And you've told it to me before.
Oh, okay, it's fantastic. We'll play. We'll play for you later after
Sure.
we record. I absolutely love that, and I know Revival haven't been in NXT for quite a while, but I have watched them for a long time, and their matches in NXT were so killer, and to kind of see what they've done on the main roster is kind of like
I think I still
wasted.
see them as NXT guys because they had such.
They started it.
Brilliant.
They were in that perfect timing. Of when it was great.
The American Alpha matches, the
Yeah.
DIY matches, so good.
So I'm looking forward to when wrestling. Again, wrestling is not the most important thing right now. But
No.
when wrestling, when we can go back to bars, when we can go back to wrestling shows and not be paranoid, one time in this world in life, if we get there again, we will. We'll see that. We'll see some cool wrestling.
Absolutely.
We're such marks. So there's our little bit on the Revolt. Because I like these guys. Say yeah.
Yeah.
No flops, just flops. No flop. What is it? No flips, no fists. What is Jericho?
No flips, just fists.
Yeah, love it. They'll come up with some new stuff. The Shadow Machine, right?
Shadow Machine, yeah.
There you go.
Shitter Machine.
There you go. We now back to NXT because there's a match I can't wait to talk about, and it's the next match here: Xia Li versus Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green comes out with a... I realize Chelsea Green's theme song is a ripoff of Nicki Minaj's verse in Monster.
Oh,
Kanye
completely.
West. You don't know what I'm talking about again. You don't know what I'm saying, but someone out there, find Chelsea Green's NXT music and tell me it's not supposed to be Monster by Kanye West, Nicki Minaj's verse particularly.
Okay.
I know my music gear, and I'm pretty sure it's there. She's also wearing what you called a tutu, Chelsea Green is wearing.
Yeah, like a kind of ripped up.
But it's not. It's part of a wedding dress from her old character, The Hot Mess.
Okay.
So,
little callback.
Yeah, a little nod there to her history there. Xia Li, Chelsea Green, they start off, they go up against each other. There's boots to faces. Xia Li is beating up Chelsea Green, hitting her with a series of kicks when Aaliyah runs down.
Oh, yeah.
If you thought this epic rivalry was done, you thought wrong, Jack.
Jesus Christ.
You were looking down on your phone, and all of a sudden Aaliyah comes down, and I go, you weren't looking, and I go, you mean it's gonna continue? I can't wait. And you were like, what? And you look, and you see Aaliyah, and you just part of you died.
Someone needs to. I might look once the show is up when these two first had a match, Xia Li and
how many times
Aaliyah.
did they
I
fought?
think. Did we vote it our worst match of the year last year? And I'm pretty sure it was early in the year as well.
Imagine they've only fought like 3 times, but like
I think it has probably only been 3 times, but it's the fact that neither have moved on to anyone else. It's I want one of those. There was that wonderful, like, it was a T-shirt or an image or something of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but also as Steen and Generico.
Yeah.
And it said destined to fight forever or do this forever.
Xia Li and
I want this
Aaliyah.
Xia Li and Aaliyah. Just, I don't know, her with her fan and her with her Versace handbag or something.
One of them's with the fan and one of them's with Aaliyah with the bloody nose.
Yeah.
Fight forever.
Well, we just both laughed when we saw Aaliyah. It's like, oh, okay.
Again.
Why not? Why move on to anything else?
If it ain't broke, don't fix
Yeah.
it, right?
Well, they've got to eventually have that takeover match in front of a crowd, right?
Wow.
It's calling for a crowd, surely.
Well, Xia Li obviously gets distracted and she beats up Aaliyah at one point.
Okay, sorry. Executive producer John Ceno just said their first match was June 2018.
Okay.
So we're coming up to 2 years.
It's a feud. They were destined to do this. Fight forever.
Jesus.
So Chelsea Green gets the advantage here when Aaliyah takes a bump from Xia Li, gets kicked in the face there on the apron. This allows Chelsea Green to hit an unprettier And when I say hit an unprettier, I mean almost hit an unprettier. I don't know what it is with this move, but it more so looked like it was kind of Xia Li's fault. She kind of hits the unprettier.
I think it was Xia Li. She just didn't like bend down at all to take this.
I feel like I'm super negative on this whole thing, but we've seen this move, the unprettier, for years with Christian, and then all of a sudden Chelsea Green is using it, but she's used it it's not worked out. She's kind of botched it.
It's very odd. I think Xia Li is incredibly green, but has this awesome potential within her. Because you'll hit some of those kicks, and you look at her and you go, "Wow, that looks awesome." But she hasn't been wrestling long. I'm pretty sure she was one of the people on that Mae Young Classic where they were like, "She's wrestled 2 matches and is in that tournament," but she has the background in martial arts and stuff, so a lot of her stuff looks good. But she's very green. And Chelsea Green, on the other hand, I was under the impression she was pretty good.
Yeah, we went to All In. I've watched her in Impact Wrestling for quite a while. I didn't
watch Impact back then.
I like the hot mess.
But I've heard like good things about this Chelsea Green.
Her gimmick was our gimmick. We just get lit.
Yeah. And I thought she looked pretty good in that ladder match. In the fake over, as we called it.
Yeah.
But a lot of these singles matches have been so sloppy and almost on the embarrassing side. And
again, I feel like we're negative on it, but it's true. It wasn't very good.
There's something we just look at each other and like scratch our heads, like what happened there? And and I think there's something there with both of these women. I think both of them could be very good.
Yeah.
But this was not at all.
Well, she doesn't call it the unprettier; it's the I'm prettier.
Well, it was neither. Like
it wasn't pretty.
It just sucked.
What's pretty is Robert Stone, her manager, hanging out in her pool with her while Zack Ryder's fired.
Yes.
So I guess we're seeing Xia Li again down the line. I can't wait. Next week.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Hell in a Cell. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for that.
Iron Man tables match.
Iron Man tables match in a cell. I've been waiting for it for so long.
Loser leaves town.
Sure.
Ali's been here for a while. Jeez. We have a video package for Dream, Velveteen Dream. He says, tonight, Adam Cole, the Velveteen Dream's gonna beat you, and it won't be a dream.
Sorry, we should also mention that, like, Aaliyah looks like she's now part of the Stone brand, right? Like, Robert Stone, like, offered his hand.
He kind of, like, is like, hey, thanks for taking a kick to the face because Chelsea won.
Yeah.
Essentially is what it was. Velveteen Dream basically cuts a promo saying, it's not a dream, it's dream over. Because he's so over. So that's our main event tonight, the NXT title match. But now, it's time. Are you ready? The debut of someone huge in NXT. It's time to, what is it? Fall and pray?
Fall and pray.
Fall and pray. Are you guys ready? It's the debut of Karrion Kross and Scarlett. We see this image on the screen of like a dragon or a bat or something. Hopefully not a bat.
I think it was it would have been
Eagle,
it would have been
crow.
it would be a crow or a raven.
Yeah, something.
Carrion is essentially like birds or insects that feed on the dead. So it would be one of those birds that feed off of dead animals.
Okay.
So,
yeah, it's that in the entrance, and it looks really awesome, actually. And Scarlett is there. Scarlett, changing her name to just Scarlett. She's standing there, who's debuting as well, and she's it's black and kind of white with the background, smoke and fog. Really, I know AEW's the goth show, but we got quite a few goths here. We got some vampires and now some. I don't know what you would call this couple, this goth type couple, but fall and pray as she's standing there looking very wicked. Out comes Karrion Kross, and it's like this crazy. I know we may or may not mention on an upNXT where we got really lit the other few weeks ago, like heavy in quarantine times, and we just started blasting some Meatloaf, and we were all about Meatloaf. This was close to it.
This was Bonnie Tyler, right?
Me,
this is black and white with big hair running through.
Gets all
haunted
metal
castles with a bit of that metal guitar edge.
I'm gonna be completely honest. The past this quarantine, I've been watching different things, listening to different things. I went through a Black Sabbath and Dio phase just yesterday and 2 days ago, and this was all up that alley.
Yeah.
This was rainbows in the dark. This was Holy Diver. This was so cool. I was not expecting this at
There's
all.
a bit of a Tai Chi thing going on, like Tai Chi from New Japan.
New Japan. Because she's mouthing the words, which I think she sings, or not so much sings, but mouths, talks.
Yeah.
The lyrics, which are like Fall and Pray and TikTok and all this stuff. So very spooky, but very cool. I really like this. The image, especially Scarlett, is really cool. She looks so badass. She's almost like Black Cat, but metal, like just really cool. I actually was kind of skeptical coming tonight before seeing any of him, because I thought they would just do a simply goth kind of I'm scary big heel, but I think they actually did a good thing here. I was at SummerSlam when Bray Wyatt returned. We both were at The Fiend, the debut of The Fiend. The entrance was what people remembered, and it was so cool because it's like, oh, that's pretty badass. This was badass, and the dude didn't even wrestle yet. By the time he has the match, and it's Karrion Kross against...
Also, once they get into the ring, the lights turn orange. So it's gone from the black and white filter to this like orange, like fire-like smoke
fog
and
everywhere.
everything.
Smoke everywhere.
And they're just standing
like
in the
my
middle,
room.
looking like $1 million. Like,
yeah, it looks great. And this guy's huge, scary-looking dude.
And then it clears, and poor Leon Ruff is just already in the ring.
Some jobber here. Sorry, it's NXT. We don't say that. We say
enhancement time. Leon Ruff.
Leon Ruff just gets destroyed. Karrion Kross hits a Saito suplex, just dropping this kid on his head. Picks him up, hits another one, and then like kind of hoofs him in the air, deadlifts him into a cross-faced chicken wing, or what they're calling like the cross bearer or something like that. But looks the cross jacket.
The
cross jacket. And it's all over, and Karrion Kross instantly gets the victory here. This is exactly what you needed to do to create a new star. There's no crowd. Who cares?
I think
he still came out, and it was awesome.
These, what was it, 3 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
Were my favorite 3 minutes of the show.
This, I agree. Usually I say, like, I agree. This was my highlight, because I am not super familiar with this guy beforehand. I've seen more of Scarlett than I've seen of him. I've seen very little of him, like maybe under 5 matches. But to see this was his intro, I'm cool. I like spooky shit. I like good wrestling. Dude did both of it.
You talk about like the it factor or the X factor, which is that star quality, which you can put something on someone else and you can go, this whole entrance could be like so campy. A lot of people I've seen have compared it to, we talk about the Ascension on our 2012 Was Next.
NXT.
The entrance is very similar, to be honest, but there's that star quality,
which
like neither guy in the Ascension had.
No.
And we laugh about it. Every week they do their entrance.
It's lame.
And commentary, like you've got Byron going, oh, that's one of the scariest things I've ever seen. And you're like...
It's like Dexter Loomis. They say, hey, he's so scary, because like, yeah, cool. But this is way more effective.
And here, just the two of them have that it factor.
The music, the smoke,
the music,
the
the smoke, even miming along, like lip syncing could be so cringy. And I'm watching it going, do I hate this? And I'm like, I don't think I do.
I really liked it.
I really liked it. Me too. And then when the match started, those two Saito suplex just killed him, dropped him on his head. The match was over right away. Interesting that they didn't mention the Ciampa attack at all.
Wait for it. Ciampa's resting.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering if maybe he's not.
Sure.
Because you'd bring it up, surely.
Sure.
This is first match. Moro would say something like, and you got to think Tommaso Ciampa is watching this at home, or something like that. It seemed a bit odd they didn't bring it up at all. But what a debut. I love this.
Yeah, I thought as debuts go, this was pretty cool, because I usually know a little bit about people, but I haven't seen much. What we're told is cool. He likes horror movies and he's scary, and it was cool. And Scarlett coming out like a blonde Elvira, almost like cool metal-y, just really badass. Yeah.
I just want to go to Frank in the YouTube room right now, who says it perfectly. For people that don't know him, this basically was saying, hey, this guy is important and you should pay attention.
Yeah.
Which is true. You think of like the Nakamura entrance in the past, the Finn Balor. People that don't necessarily know them from their previous stuff see those entrances and go, okay, this guy is someone I need to pay attention to.
Yeah. Karrion Kross and Scarlett. This was awesome. So fall and pray.
Fall and pray.
You all will. I'm going to continue to listen to some hair metal this week then.
You were listening some earlier, before the show even started, I noticed.
I've been on I grew up listening to Ozzy and all sorts of stuff, but I've been on. I always loved Dio, but just recently I've just been revisiting some. I go all over. This quarantine's making me do weird things, man. I watched Bob Ross the other night. I'm all over. I'm going insane. But I absolutely love this. Cool to see Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Need to see what they continue to do. Fallen Prey. We see a video package for Io Shirai and Charlotte Flair tonight. They will go one-on-one for the NXT Women's Championship. We see kind of the promos they've cut on one another in a video here. Charlotte says, I'm going to dominate Io Shirai. Charlotte Flair is the greatest of all time. Io says, castles where the queen lives, I'm destroying it. And that is next. But we have a little interview with Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher. The interviewer goes, hey, Matt, last week you were attacked. I want your thoughts on that. And he replies, bro, to her, and I loved it. He says, Imperium have the audacity to ruin the Newly Bro show. And that's unforgivable. I am hoping he's bringing that a throwback from the Unforgivable YouTube videos. You probably don't know what those are, but when YouTube was like a new thing, there was these YouTube videos called Unforgivable. Fantastic stuff. I want a chicken sandwich and some waffle fries for free.
Nice.
No, someone knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Matt Riddle says it's unforgivable, and we're gonna take care of it. We're gonna take care of Imperium, and it's up to Tim if Tim will step up and be my partner again. And he says, Matt, you knock him out, I'll tap him out. So he's accepted the challenge, and next week is the match.
How long before that's on a t-shirt?
You knock him out, and I'll tap him out.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. There's no flips, no fists.
Hey, you've seen the other t-shirts they got.
Man. Jeez. Yeah, I guess. We go to commercial, but when we come back, it's my main event, if you ask me. This is my main event of tonight's NXT. Io Shirai challenging against Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. Do you know why? Because Io Shirai gets me high. It's been a little while.
Yeah, I feel it's been a while.
It's been a while, but she's here. She's got my back.
Yeah, I think this was the match I was most looking forward to as 100%. Well. These are two, we both said it, two of our favorite wrestlers, full stop, in WWE.
These are two of my favorite wrestlers, hands down.
Yeah.
These are two of my favorite wrestlers in the company. All brands, all whatever you want to say. These are two of my favorites.
A few months ago, this is a match we probably wouldn't really think was going to happen until Io moves up to Raw, and that's a worry as well because we see how
they treat
people, especially foreign talent, are treated on the main roster. So it's been a match that we didn't necessarily think would happen, but Charlotte coming to NXT and allowing it to happen is exciting stuff.
This is a dream match, essentially.
I think so.
And they're allowing us to watch it. And we speculated, will this be just a taste of something to come? And it looks like that's kind of the answer. But we'll still get into it because this was a lot of fun. This is a dream match for some people. This was my main event. Io Shirai, Charlotte, Women's Championship. They have their classic intro here, like it's a takeover with the lights out, with the spotlights on each of them, with the announcer saying, their introductions and where they're from and all that sort of stuff. And the bell rings, lights are back up, and they go back and forth. They kind of Charlotte is bigger and stronger, so she's using her strength and winning this test of strength. But Io is using her agility and getting out of all these moves, including does the Matrix counter and then does a kip up and then series of backflip handsprings and just showing off how fucking gangster Io Shirai is. But Charlotte Flair finally grounds her with a figure 4 neck lock. Now, if you are aware, I know we're not there yet in our Was Next, but Charlotte Flair used to use this, maybe even finish the figure 4 neck lock in her early days of NXT.
I've always loved it when she rolls with it, and then she does, the face...
She did it.
Stomp. She did it here.
Yeah.
The face stomp into the mat with it. Charlotte's so good.
Charlotte then does a kip up showing her, hey... whatever you can do, I can do better because I'm the queen. Charlotte is Beyonce of WWE, in my opinion. If Beyonce had also a rich, famous dad, but yeah, because they're both queens.
She's got a husband instead.
Yeah. But I mean, Io's got evil.
Would Jay-Z be Ric Flair in this?
Oh,
completely. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Jay-Z, Ric Flair comparisons on Up Next. And it came from you.
I'm sure both are
so
popping.
Proud.
Both are popping for that. I got compared to Jay-Z. I got compared to Ric Flair. Yeah. They love it.
Jay-Z.
Listeners, regular listeners, they're often in the DMs of our upNXT podcast saying how much they enjoy our work on a Wednesday night.
Those are two of my favorite people ever. Ric Flair and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
But it's Jay-Z who took the diamond from Dallas Page.
Dallas Page, yeah.
So Charlotte is working on Io, and she's getting a little cocky here because she's the champ. But Io fights back. There's a kick to the gut. Io hits her classic springboard drop kick. They go to commercial break. When they come back, she hit the drop kick. Sorry, but then there's like a top rope Frankensteiner, top rope Hurricane Rana from Io Shirai. It just looked perfect, but it's only a 2 count. Flair fights back, lays Io out, goes for a moonsault. But as Morrow says, the classic call, no water in the pool. No water in any pools right now.
No.
Yeah. Fucking COVID. Can't even swim. Charlotte Flair just eats shit, hitting this moonsault to the mat. Io then hits a 619 tiger feint kick to the side of the head. Then the flying knees in the corner, the Meteora for a 2 count. Then Io goes up for her moonsault. Now, both these women have beautiful moonsaults. But
what
both
I love
are
is
different,
they're so different,
which is crazy. Yeah. It's the same move, but both do it so differently. Io Shirai just gets so much speed on hers. And
she's low, like speedy and low, whereas Charlotte's is very arching and high. So she's falling from a height.
We're just nerding out about moonsaults.
Yeah, no, they're beautiful, both of them.
And Io hits this fast moonsault, but Charlotte just manages to get the knees up like in the last second there. And then hits a giant big boot to the face for a 2 count. She goes to powerbomb Io, but it counters into a Rana, sending Charlotte headfirst into the bottom turnbuckle. Io then goes up for a moonsault to Charlotte on the outside, but Charlotte moves out of the way of that, and Io just like tumbles, like almost does a double moon, essentially rolling on the outside, landing, kind of eating shit as well.
Which also, like, you're going from that height and it's landing on your leg, and we know she's just come back from a knee injury, so brave move to do, but like also makes sense like injury wise in the match.
So she's selling the leg and she's like, I just missed this moonsault, and out of nowhere Charlotte just finds a kendo stick and smacks Io across the back with it, thus causing a disqualification. Io Shirai wins the match technically, but Charlotte remains champion. Ain't that a bitch? But as she's beating up Io Shirai, out comes a returning Rhea Ripley. She makes the save, attacks Flair. Flair jumps ship. She runs off with her title. And there's kind of a standoff with Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley where Io's like, yo, I didn't need your fucking help. Get out of here. And she's yelling at her in Japanese. And Rhea is yelling at her. And as it goes to break, she's yelling at her in Japanese. And Rhea says, shut up.
She just keeps going, shut up.
Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up.
Just an Aussie telling her to shut up.
When the match happens and we have that epic video package leading up to the match, you're just going to get, shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
So Rhea Ripley coming for the save, which I think sets up not so much a triple threat, but Rhea Ripley's back in the scene. She can challenge again for the title.
She's got a visa sorted.
I guess. So Io Rhea Ripley is something I guess we're going to.
At this point in the show, I was actually pretty happy with this finish because I think
it sets up again for something later.
We know Io's due a rematch now. She technically won the match. It was a DQ. She's owed a rematch, and I think it was a bit too early to go to this match. But WWE did that thing where they've given you enough of it where this was solid what they did.
Yeah.
But this isn't the real match, and we'll get the real proper kind of 20-25 minute match epic that these two should be able to put on down the line, and hopefully with crowds and stuff at that point. At this point, when the DQ happened, I wasn't too negative on it because I think I want to see this on a bigger stage. And now you've got Rhea Ripley back in the mix, who can kind of, between the three of them, drag this, I shouldn't say drag, but extend this story a bit longer until Io can, I'm hoping, eventually win it on the bigger stage.
Right. Okay. Well, if you're saying in that direction, then yeah, it makes sense. Again, Io Shirai is literally one of my favorite wrestlers. I've said it a million times on the show. But as is Charlotte Flair. And this is a dream match for me. And you know what? This was my match of the night. for me on this show tonight, and I really liked it, and it still kind of delivered. And as it was just even ramping up even more, it was stopped with the DQ. And like you said, I wasn't even that mad. I was like, yeah, okay.
It's a trailer, you know. You're putting out. This is the final trailer where you go, oh, I see there's good shit in this film. Yeah. Before you eventually actually get the proper film.
I think I could watch. Like, this was not that long. It was. I think I could watch them wrestle.
I think their chemistry will be good.
Yeah.
And this was a great little teaser.
Because I could come out here right now and say, oh, this wasn't what I thought it would be. What a bullshit finish. Blah blah blah. But no, I see the bigger picture.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. And yeah, I'm sure there are people saying that. But it's okay. But this had a week's build. And in front of no crowd.
I still liked it. It's Io Shirai and Charlotte.
It shouldn't be that.
It was still good.
It shouldn't be the match right now.
This was still my match on this show.
Absolutely, me too.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And maybe I'm biased, but I'm a big fan of both of these two. But don't worry, Io Shirai fans. I'm the leader of this group, and she's gonna win the title one day. And when we do, we'll all get high for Io Shirai. But that day will come soon when she dethrones the queen. We have a commercial break, but when we come back, it's Rhea Ripley being interviewed about how she's back, and Io Shirai kind of gets in her face there. Rhea's like, hey, Charlotte beat me at WrestleMania, but that was one night. She got lucky. And Io kind of comes up, and they start to get in an argument, and then they start to brawl and fight, and they're being held back by referees, trainers. Steve Corino shows up. Robbie Brookside shows up. Everyone's showing up, and they're stopping these two from killing each other.
I don't know if it's a like a character turn, and maybe Rhea is starting to move more heelish, or whether it's just her delivery, but she just seems so whiny here.
Ripley?
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems it's more heel.
Like, Io Shirai is the pure baby face here now.
Yes.
And I feel maybe, and she's been criticized for her delivery a lot, but it just seemed very whiny and excuses, and so I see moving forward, these three are all going to be kind of mixing with each other. Maybe we'll get a triple threat there. But Io is your babyface now, who should be chasing that title.
Remember when Io Shirai was the star of the NXT Women's Division, and then Rhea Ripley just came out of nowhere and then got that slot and then won the title off Baszler. Beat Baszler's like streak, and then got this push when it should have been Io.
Yeah.
And then now Io all of a sudden has a match, and people are going to be like, "Oh, that was pretty good too." And now we want to see that. So I'm interested in any of that, but I
have faith in this story going forward.
I have faith because just eventually one day we will see Io and Charlotte one more time, and Io will have her moment where she does beat the queen. Like, hey, fuck you, I beat Charlotte. But it's WWE and it's Charlotte, so Charlotte over everything. Charlotte over everything. We have another match in the NXT Cruiserweight Interim Tournament here, and it is Kushida versus Jake Atlas. Tom Phillips mentions that Kushida's just been winning matches by hitting arm bars out of nowhere, and he hates to use out of nowhere because it's cliche, but like literally Kushida hits it out of nowhere.
I actually like that line because it's Tom drawing attention to it. Yeah, I know we all have those lines we have to push, but yeah, he literally hits this out of nowhere.
And both guys start the match starts. Kushida, Jake Atlas, they go back and forth, up and down, and move it all around. There's handstands. There's all sorts of different things. At one point, they're being technical counter for counter, where Atlas does do a handstand, and Kushida's like, fuck that shit, and just kicks him upside down in the arm.
Why do more people not do that?
Yeah, watch a guy do a handstand? Why are you
doing a handstand? Fuck off.
And then just kicks him. I loved it. Sends him to the outside, and then off the top rope to the outside, Kushida does a beautiful swan dive somersault senton. Just one of the best moves. He's the best at doing that.
Because anytime a guy flips, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you're flipping in the air. That looks cool. But so often you go, it wouldn't hurt though, would it?
Yeah.
Whereas this, he's like landing back
actually look like it
onto the top of your shoulder, like it's gonna hurt. It looks awesome.
Back in the ring, Kushida hits his palm strike in the corner, Shote. Atlas fights back and dumps Kushida with a German suplex, and then a running like Shining Wizard Enziguri type kick there for a 2 count. Atlas then ducks like a back suplex, but he goes for he ducks a clothesline, and then does like a backflip cartwheel type thing, and then jumps up and catches Kushida by the neck and hits a pop-up neck breaker. This looked crazy, but only a 2 count.
It's like a flipping Matrix escape.
I don't even know. I'm going to say a backflip into a pop-up neck breaker is what that was. It was cool is what it was. Kushida runs at him, but then there's a tope from Atlas. They then are fighting up again, and pretty much out of nowhere, as Jake Atlas flies towards Kushida, Kushida catches him out of nowhere, flying armbar, and he taps. Kushida gets the win. Kushida gets the point in the tournament. I liked how Tom Phillips is like, hey, Kushida's been winning matches with this flying armbar. And then he wins the match. It's like Ronda Rousey's UFC run. They literally told you all the time, yo, she's going to armbar people. Like, that's what she does. And then every fucking fight was her winning with this armbar. And you want to see it, and when it happens, it's cool. That's what wrestling finishers are. Love it.
Yeah, I like this. Kushida should be winning here. He should be storming through someone new like Jake Atlas. But Jake Atlas also looked impressive as well. And the idea with winning with an armbar, it's something like that, is once you're trapped in it, you got to tap. So it can be the tiny mistake. So it doesn't hurt Jake Atlas at all here, I don't think. But quite an enjoyable cruiserweight match here.
Yeah, I liked it, and Kushida gets the victory. After the match, Kushida says, time will tell. And he's going to win this. He's going to win this tournament. Yeah, I like this as well, and I love me some Kushida. I think he should go on to the finals, if not win this whole thing. Finals, Kushida and Drake Maverick. It probably can't happen because of the brackets here. But
no, I think Kushida Drake Maverick is the last match of that bracket.
Yeah, maybe next week, I think, that match. We have up next the return of someone who was attacked and taken out. Finn Balor. He comes to the podium. He's valedictorian. He's going to give his high school speech.
Yeah, I called it the altar, but yeah.
The what?
The altar.
Oh, yeah,
where
sure.
priests speak.
Yeah. Well, he's going to lay down some facts. Actually, he spits some bars here, to be real. Finn Balor says, I used to think the biggest snakes in this place were in the office. Wrestling Playbook 101. Attack the guy, get the push. The big push. The music, lights, smoke, lasers. But then the bell rings, and now you're in the ring with the prince. There's nowhere to hide. See, I'm a patient man, but whoever attacked me, the push you're expecting, it won't be a push. It'll be a squash. So who's he calling out here? He doesn't know who attacked him. Is this a whole other who shot Aleister Black?
There was a little, there was a little dig here at Karrion Kross.
I thought so.
Because Karrion Kross took out Ciampa.
Yeah.
And obviously he's been taken out.
Yeah.
So for all he knows, it could be Kross just going and taking out everyone.
And
now you come out and you have this big elaborate entrance. Personally, I'm not a massive fan of the inside wrestling terms being used in promos.
Okay.
Talking about the office, talking about pushes and squashes and things.
Sure.
I find it a bit lame, to be honest. And I think he could have worded it differently. And those two words are so insider, and it's. Yeah. I feel it's deliberate when they're used here.
Yeah, that didn't bother me. It was fine. I don't know if going Finn Balor, Karrion Kross is the right decision, which I don't think it is. But
well, I mean, it's whether we don't know what's going on with Ciampa. Maybe Ciampa doesn't want to be working through this.
Sure.
He finished off the Gargano story because, Christ, they've been trying to finish it off for so long.
Yeah.
And maybe he might be a bit done now. So you might be pivoting, and the attack was Karrion Kross.
Maybe he's talking about Io Shirai and her lasers.
Maybe. Who knows?
Mirrors.
But I we've got a little bit of a mystery going on now.
Remember when we had the mystery of Aleister Black?
Oh,
that was some fun stuff. There was. We looked back at it and go, there was some ups, there were some downs, but there was some fun stuff.
It's definitely, you need something to. I don't think NXT has had that. I have to watch the next episode.
I gotta know what's happening.
Which it had for a while. So
the reveal.
Sure, I think maybe if we take out someone else. Have someone else laying out backstage, and it can be a bit of a story going on. But I'd say maybe it is Kross.
We'll see.
He's the biggest name that's in there right now.
He's got smoking lasers.
He does.
My room's got smoking lasers.
It does.
We have Cameron Grimes. Hey, Mom, can we have Hangman Page? Mom says, yeah, we don't need to get Hangman Page. We got Hangman Page at home. This is Hangman Page at home. Cameron Grimes comes out.
I don't know why I get so much enjoyment out of this guy.
I know I just made a dig, but we are big.
You're right. He is a real budget Hangman Page. But I mean, completely different wrestler-wise, but gimmick-wise,
he's over in the BDE here. We love him here.
There's something about him because he's deliberately playing like just a shit, you know, and like the way as he's walking to the ring, he's just chatting shit, and
there's no one there.
He looks annoying. It's like, who are you talking
shit hat.
to? He's got the shit hat.
We love him.
The shit waistcoat. Like,
it's great.
I love this guy.
He's got his vest looking like Aladdin. He's got his hat. I don't even know what's going on, but we are big fans of him. We support him. I would love to have a beer with this guy one day. That's all I know. He looks like a good time. Even though he's budget hangman.
He'd be mad about his beer though.
He'd be like, this doesn't have enough hops in it. I don't know. Something like that.
He'd call it warm and flat, and
who
I
knows?
don't know,
Or he probably drinks Coors Light.
Yeah.
No, someone just
well,
got mad.
they're the worst people though.
Oh no.
Hey, this beer's flat. Yeah, you ordered Coors Light. It's water that looks like beer. But I've been drinking Coors Light all my life. It's like, yeah, you can't be complaining
Someone's
about
mad at
beer,
you
buddy.
because we're making fun of
Hey,
Coors
I
Light.
enjoy Coors Light every now and then.
Yeah.
Rarely, but every now and then.
You know someone who looks like they enjoy Coors Light is Denzel Desjardins Insurance. He's in this match. You said this guy's been on like all the main roster shows too.
This guy's been on Raw like for weeks now, just being killed.
Well, guess what happens to him here? Cameron Grimes, Denzel Desjardins. He's basically a putty, if you know what I'm talking about. Cameron Grimes goes for the stomp as the bell rings, which he'd done in prior matches where he just hits the stomp, the cave in, and beats you. He goes for it. Denzel blocks it, hits an overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Looks great. Hits another one. Flying Cameron Grimes goes. But as he gets up, he runs at Denzel, jumps up in the air, hits the cave in, stomps him down, pins him just like that. Cameron Grimes wins.
I actually really liked this. As we were watching it, you were going, who is this Denzel Desjardins guy? And I was like, oh, he's just been on the main roster. The cave-in was like dodged. He hits the suplexes, and you're like, whoa, this guy's good.
Yeah, he looked good.
This match was about 20 seconds, yet managed to look great for about 10 seconds, which is cool, I think. But obviously, Cameron Grimes winning with the stomp again out of nowhere. As a squash match, I thought this was pretty fun.
I agree, and no one does it quite like Cameron Grimes. That cave-in, the flying stomp.
He gets so high.
Yeah, he does it perfect. It's crazy. After this match, Cameron Grimes grabs a microphone. He said, the times are changing around here. It's grime time.
It's grime time. Do we change the title of the show?
To grime time?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. Papa Rolly and check your 40. Get ready for grime time. He says, I deserve better than this. Cameron Grimes deserves better than this. Cameron Grimes deserves better. Cameron Grimes deserves more than what he has right now. So Finn Balor, if you want to come out and talk about, who's attacking you and talking about people and taking spots and pushes, and as he's talking and running his mouth, the camera reveals Finn Balor walks out on the apron like, bitch, what did you just say? You talking about me? Walks out behind him as Cameron Grimes is still talking about him and just kind of stands beside him, and Grimes realizes like, oh shit, and then it's like, sorry, I didn't know you were there, I didn't mean this thing. And Finn Balor just says, yeah, you want to talk about me like that?
You want to slap me in the face? You said you want to slap me in the face. I'm right here. Slap me in the face.
You want to slap me? Well, slap me. So Grimes doesn't do it, and then goes to hit him, but Balor blocks it, knocks him down, hits a double stomp to the ground, essentially, of Grimes. Then a running sling blade. Cameron Grimes retreats and runs away, and Balor is just like standing there, kind of being like, yeah, that's what I thought. Then looks at the microphone and the camera, rather, sorry, looks at the camera and says, there's a snake in the long grass back there. Best way to kill a snake is to chop its head off.
What I enjoyed about this is Cameron Grimes, his character, doesn't realize there's no crowd. So he comes out, we were saying, he comes out during his entrance, he's chatting shit, he's looking at people in the audience who aren't there, chatting shit. He wrestles his match. He then grabs a mic and cuts a promo as if a crowd are there. And
True.
And Finn Balor comes out as if, why are you saying this here?
It's like Ferris Bueller at the
why
end
are you
of the
saying
movie.
this out
Why
the back?
Why are you still here?
Why are you doing this? And I found it really funny because it was Finn Balor just taking an opportunity here to go, hey, there's no crowd here. I can just walk out and be, hey, You want to slap me in the face? Slap me in the face.
Yeah, it's true. I like scary Finn Balor, by the way. He's intimidating.
Well, yeah, he's now a baby face again, but he's got
cool.
this edge. It works so much better for him.
Yeah, he's way cooler like this. He's the prince again. And I like the snakes in the grass kind of thing. I hate snakes. I don't like snakes. I'm scared of them. I've gotten over my fear. I used to be very terrified, but I do know that if you do, I've not done it, and I'm not trying to say violence against animals, but if you got to kill a snake, the snake's trying to get you. I know one way to kill a snake, and that's to cut its head off.
I think that's a good way of just killing most things.
Yeah,
to be honest.
All right. That we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Great. Snakes in the grass. Got a fucking lawnmower. We go to our main event of the evening. It is the NXT World Title match. Adam Cole, the longest reigning NXT champion of all time, defending against the Velveteen Dream, who comes out with his elaborate entrance with, is it a painter's hat? Like a French beret type thing? All I know is the Joker, Jack Nicholson's Joker, wears it in the Batman movie when he's
French beret, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And fishnet, hands things. He's all over that. It's Velveteen Dream, right? And out comes Adam Cole, and it's a title match. And you know what? It doesn't really feel like a title match. I'll say it.
No.
It doesn't have that vibe. This is kind of a cold...
This is the first...
whatever.
Off the top of my head, this is the first NXT title match since the empty arena thing. Because obviously the kind of takeover we had before at WrestleMania weekend was the Gargano Ciampa thing. That was the main event. Cole hasn't really been on TV.
No.
So we haven't really seen a big title match here. No. And this story just hasn't been clicking with either of us.
No, it has not clicked with me.
This did nothing for me going into it and didn't really do much coming out of it either.
So Velveteen Dream with his sparkly tights and his flashy gear against Adam Cole. Dream slaps him up. They go back and forth, and he just slaps him, and he's chasing him around the ring. As they get back in the ring, Adam Cole hits a super kick and then runs at Dream, but Dream hits a huge spine buster, probably shouting out his boy Triple H. There's then an attempt of the Panama City Sunrise from Adam Cole, which is blocked, and Dream hits him with his like almost, what is it, hammerlock underhook DDT, swinging DDT type thing.
Always looks great.
The Dream DDT, the Dream DT, which is just awesome, but it's only a 2 count. There's then a super kick by the Dream, but it's a 2 count. Pump kicks from Adam Cole, lifts him up in my favorite wrestling move ever, the Ushigoroshi suplex lift, or as I call, the Sushigoroshi. Sushigoroshi for a 2 count. Dream kicks out. Adam Cole then super kicks him. He, however, falls, and then Dream falls on Cole, but it's a 2 count. Undisputed Era run down to ringside, but out of the ring slides Dexter Lumis, who then stops Undisputed Era. He fights them off. In the ring, there's the Purple Rainmaker, but Lumis throws Roddy into the ref, who's kind of distracted.
So as the ref is through the ropes to eject everyone from ringside, Roddy charges Lumis, who does a pop-up and sends Roddy into the ref. As far as ref bumps go, I thought this was pretty clever.
Took a bump, yeah.
Yeah.
So that stops that. He can't get the pin on Adam Cole. He does the fake ghost pin, but the ref is down. He then climbs up to the top and does a jump to the outside onto everyone in Undisputed Era, and Dexter Lumis kind of out there as well. But as he goes back into the ring, the ref is kind of getting up. Adam Cole somehow gains advantage, hits the super kick to the face, exposes the knee, and hits the last shot, and Adam Cole is still the longest reigning NXT champion of all time because he pins Velveteen Dream, retaining here tonight. I went into this being really cold. The story of it didn't make any sense to me. It was falling flat from the get-go, even before this kind of world we're in right now with empty arenas. It wasn't really clicking. It didn't make a lot of sense. And here, they got their stuff in, if you will, but it just didn't really do much for me, if I'm being a little negative.
This didn't do much for me either, especially where I said I didn't mind the dodgy finish with the women's match, but then to have it again here as well was BS finishes. Oh, come on. The match never got going. The interference seemed to happen right away. This match didn't seem long at all. I didn't feel that kind of like main event feel that I should be getting for these two going at it. Part of me wonders, I don't know what's going on with the Velveteen Dream kind of Twitter scandal thing.
Right.
And whether this was a way to slightly put an end to that. Adam Cole won. There's an asterisk over it that Dream can easily challenge again down the line. He wasn't beaten clean, but also if you wanted to take Dream off TV for a little bit whilst this is all being investigated, like,
maybe it's Adam Cole. Maybe it's Adam Cole that's cold right now. The Undisputed Era. There's no crowd. There's no nothing. Just wrestling's just weird in general. Maybe, you turn Undisputed Era face because maybe they kind of are face now that there's really no crowd.
I think there should be a face run soon.
Wait, so Johnny Gargano beats Adam Cole again? Like they're going to have a rematch
That's
again.
an interesting point. I'm trying to think of someone turning like heel to babyface during this era, and maybe that's tough. You need a crowd there to kind of really sell that turn, that heroic turn from heel to babyface. I don't know. I think it would definitely freshen up the Undisputed Act and could put a bit more mileage in this title run.
Yeah.
But after Dream, like who do you have? You can't do Gargano Cole again, even if the roles are reversed. You can't. Like Keith Lee, but Keith Lee is North American champion. NXT seems very cold right now.
Maybe Adam Cole attacked Finn Balor. Maybe the Luchas who are trying to kidnap people attacked Finn Balor, are looking for the title. Who knows?
I mean, yeah, Finn Balor, Adam Cole is definitely something you can go to.
Yes.
Other than that, don't seem to be much options, and the product does seem very, very down now.
It feels down because the whole world is down. We're all in this weird situation, and it obviously does affect.
And also,
crowds and
what I mentioned the other week, before I was off last week, but the week before, where does Loomis want a tag team partner? Is it something about him wanting friends? It seems like friends. It seems like he's got beef with Undisputed.
Yeah, I don't.
So are we having Loomis going for the title?
Yeah, it's not that exciting. Cool, guy helps you out. All right, cool. I don't know. I know we're the NXT show, but when we usually do this show on Wednesday nights, and then we watch AEW and do a show on Thursdays, and like that show is like way more fresher than this show. This gets cold. It's getting cold.
They haven't done well during this empty arena era at all.
No, I don't think so.
There's
glimmering things. We
are.
talked about things tonight that we really liked. Like my highlights tonight, I really liked seeing Io Shirai and Charlotte go one-on-one. It was a little taster. I do want to see way more out of this down the line in history of wrestling. These two should face each other on more than one more occasion. But I also really enjoyed the debut of Karrion Kross. I thought that looked really cool. There was no crowd. If there was, they would have been going crazy for this guy. They would have been chanting "Fall and Pray" and all that.
And it makes me realize how, because we've talked in the past about moving NXT out of Full Sail, like but before all this COVID stuff happened, about would they be able to do different venues and stuff. And I think part of the success of so many of those NXT characters is that Full Sail crowd, are the people that are familiar with everyone there and get behind a guy and a chant and something. And maybe that's something that will be lost if you went touring, because this show has definitely lost something since moving to empty arena. Whereas Raw, sometimes I put on and I go, there's always that asterisk by the shows that it's empty arena, it feels odd. But some weeks of Raw have actually not been too bad. We've got fresh faces, fresher feuds. Like Zelina Vega is killing it right now.
Anything Zelina Vega.
Whereas NXT, more than anything, misses that crowd. There's such a character there.
Yeah, I think so. Full Sail is a character itself. Well, we've been watching this for quite a while, and we that is a thing. You're probably right. It's just a bit of a lull right now, I think. But all entertainment kind of is, right? Like any night shows, they're all doing no crowds and at home, and like just everything's just kind of weird. And it's not just in my wrestling world, but in life in general. Like, can we just fast forward and go back to when things were normal again? Because I really missed that. I really miss New Japan. Fuck, do I miss New Japan? But that was NXT from May 6, 2020. That's what we thought. I know we did put up a feedback thread if you want to read the first one there. I know that every Wednesday when NXT airs, forum.postwrestling.com. We post up feedback. If you write in some comments or questions, we'll read it on the show. Go for it.
We start with the Sushi Master, the birthday boy himself.
Whoa.
You are the chosen one! Charbel.
Long-time listener of this show, Charbel.
Long time, all the time.
We did something a little special for him this week. It was his birthday, so someone in his family hit you up and was like, hey, we want to hook up some birthday messages for my boy Charbel. And of course we obliged, and we sent some love to him. So he's like, thank you guys very much. So thank you, Charbel.
Hope you had an awesome birthday, mate.
Yeah, let's see, what did he say?
So, wow. Put all the titles on Killer Kross and Scarlett right now, god damn it.
Wow.
I don't even know them, and I don't care. This was lit AF. I really think Gargano and Candice will be great together. We just need to give them some time.
Just couples here at NXT.
Yeah.
Power couples.
Do the Mixed Match Challenge again. The Dusty Classic for next year. Mixed Match. Seriously, why am I discovering Scarlett just now? Because I watch only WWE products, maybe? Brady, it's your duty as my mentor and master to keep me informed of every women wrestler as lit as her.
Charbel, that's on you. I will be quite honest. I have had multiple listeners on many occasions and friends of this show always say to me that when they think they have come across a new, women's wrestler in the indies or wherever company, they think they found it and they're going to share and send it to me and say, look at this new wrestler. But I've already followed them or liked their posts. I'm always up on things, Charbel. Come on, what are you talking about? I'm joking, but Charbel, yeah, calm down.
He goes, hope you're ready for my new catchphrase. Scarlett gets me, and you can check out on forum.postwrestling exactly what Charbel said there. I'm not reading that. But he asks, what did we do for May 4th?
Well, Rise of Skywalker was added to Disney Plus. We've done all our Star Wars reviews except Rise of Skywalker, which we're going to do on this free feed in the future. But I'm Star Wars out a little bit, so
I find it really funny because obviously I wanted to do the Lost shows this month because it's the 10-year anniversary of the finale, and didn't really think of Star Wars Day. And when we started doing all these Star Wars shows months and months ago, how good would it have been to have planned it to end our whole review on Star Wars Day itself? But
we wanted to record Gilligan's Island.
We missed the boat there.
Isn't that the whole premise of the show? Missing the boat, or a plane, or something? I don't know.
Plane crash. Plane crash. Monsters. Polar bears.
I don't know. I'm watching The Sopranos. Everything's about mafia and getting whacked and clipped, and I don't know. It's different worlds.
But yeah, we had a pretty tame May 4th, I think.
Speak for yourself.
I just watched a load of Lost.
I watched Annabelle Comes Home. That was what
sounds wild.
Sounds
wild.
It got too crazy, to be honest. It was insane. We go to Paul from New Jersey, who says, it had to be pointed out with all the company cutbacks, firings, Aaliyah is still gainfully employed, and that's really something. It's an opportune time to ask whose naked pictures does she possess. He's saying, what does Aaliyah have on some higher-ups that she still has a job? Imperium cuts a great promo, and I learned tonight that Raw Tozawa and NXT Tozawa are two different people. And on to the main event. No, not Charlotte EO. I mean some Kona facts.
Oh.
Number one, did not attend high school with Kona Reeves. My life isn't that spectacular. Oh, yeah, because he said the high school Kona attended to. And we were like, oh, did you go to school with him? Oh. He's saying no. He says, number two, Kona participated in the inaugural Dusty Classic teaming with Alexander Wolf. He was a replacement for Marcus Louis. Wow. Facts.
Oh, I think I remember Marcus.
I do. I watched it. He says, P.S. Brady, thank you for giving Marty Jannetty his props. Next to Bret Hart, Marty is legit my favorite wrestler of all time. I usually just say Hart is my favorite because, let's face it, Jannetty would have been committed years ago. Love the show. I think I've talked about Marty Jannetty twice saying the same thing about the song and Marty Jannetty. And
oh, you've said it 3 times at least.
It needs to get more over every time I say it.
No, I remember Marcus Louis. He lost a hair versus hair match to Enzo Amore, didn't he?
Lit!
Yeah.
It's so lit.
I'm looking forward to getting to those days on What's Next. And finally, we go to Mystery. Tonight's NXT was certainly a thing. Why is Green and Aaliyah likely becoming a unit? They are both pretty awful in the ring and have an incredibly low ceiling. Rip Rebel Heart. Never forget. Yes. With Ripley returning, who do you guys see as the face in the feud now that it involves 3 women? As biased as I am, I have to say Shirai She did win via DQ, and Ripley is trying to butt it in now. Yeah, I think Shirai is the clear babyface.
Yes,
here,
100%.
After tonight,
She's
totally.
the cool hero.
Speaking of Ripley, was it me or did her promo come across as slightly heelish? She really doesn't have a claim to another title shot considering she lost completely clean, while Io won her match, although it was by DQ. And finally, no big shock that Cole retained the NXT title. With the allegations floating around regarding Dream, I don't think WWE wants to risk putting it on him right now. Wish the finish was a bit more original, though.
Yeah, we
kind of covered that as well.
Yeah. So, we did. So, thank you, everyone, for feedback. Thank you, everyone, for listening. That's NXT. Again, if you like what you hear here and you want to hear us talk about not only old school NXT on our Was Next shows, that's on the Patreon, but our best matches ever. We're doing the Money in the Bank, like we said. And then our Money in the Bank watch along this weekend. So, we're doing so much more content. It's been a lot of fun. So not only are we doing the show, but all the other shows we do. Patreon.com/upNXT. $2.05 gets you a bunch of shows as well. Your new Lost stuff that's coming. But $5 a month gets us all the shows. Gets you all the shows. All the game shows we've done with John Away. All the future shows we're doing. All the stuff. So that helps us out. And that is what we've been doing. And it helps keep this show free. And who keeps this show free?
Well, that is our patrons. If it wasn't for our patrons, we probably wouldn't be able to do this show for free every week. I mean, maybe during COVID we would, but we both have jobs as well. So we would like to just thank some of our very kind patrons who keep this afloat. And I'd like to start with Varouj Bautajian, Matthias Rumpka,
Fall to Prey,
Jake Allenar.
Hey, thank you, Jake. Windy City, baby.
Adam Ali, and Peter Smiloff.
Thank you, Peter. And thank you to Adam Tursa Igni. Oh, man, I'm botching that one.
Wah!
Sounds like he's in The Sopranos. We also thank Brad Coping, CJ Walker, Ethan Lopez, and Philip Carrera. Definitely in the mob. Thank you to all those people, and thank you to all our patrons who support us. And thank you to anyone who listens to this show. We do this show because we like to be your NXT friends. And we like to watch wrestling and other things like Star Wars and Lost and nerd out. And especially in these trying times where we're all at board going insane and going crazy. And it's cool that we have a little bit of a society. You can follow us on Twitter at upNXT Podcast. We tweet through there, and we share all the shows we've been doing, our schedule of the patron shows, all that stuff is up on there, and it's been so much fun to do, as well as this show. So even if we're sometimes negative on NXT, we're still super fans. We're all marks, and we're all wrestling fans, and it's cool that it all kind of brings us together in these weird times. It's fun. You can't hang out with friends or family anymore because you're supposed to stay apart and not touch it, not touch people, not share things, be 6 feet apart, whatever. But you can still be friends with wrestling fans all over the world.
Absolutely.
What is it sex is cool, but wrestling friends online is even cooler.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that, right? So it's cool. I like the little community we have, and it's great. So thank you for listening. You can find me, Braden Herrington. I am on Twitter and Instagram at @TheBrady.
And I am at Davie Portman.
And we will be back next week, again, Wednesday night, with another edition of Up Next, covering NXT. We go live on our YouTube, youtube.com/upnext. But, thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Give each other love. Be happy. Everyone's getting sad and anxious and scared in these crazy times, but just chill. Life's a garden. Dig it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
Do you?
I think you're rambling.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get out of here. Take care. Goodbye, and fall to pray.
Ahoy! Okay. Thank you very much. I didn't economize with this.
What do you mean?
I should have got another one.
Another White Claw?
Because I killed that
the
way
first 10
too
seconds?
Way too early in that review.
I had 1.5 cans on me.
Yeah, me too.
Set.
And then I
still have I got this much left.
Yeah,
How's the YouTube room going though? How are these peeps doing? Who's in the room? Steven, Darkstar.
Steven and Frank just said goodnight. Darkstar's taking off right now. We still got John.
Goodbye, people.
We still got Eric probably. Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for joining us. As always, make sure you join us on Sunday night. Our watch-alongs are a lot more fun because we get to chat to you guys a lot more as it goes on, and it's a great way of watching these pay-per-views that don't have an arena because we become the arena itself. I know that sounds a bit corny, but it's true. We don't necessarily notice the lack of crowd as much when there's all of us chatting here. So, sorry, no Money in the Bank predictions this week.
I don't even know who's in the fucking... I don't know the matches. I don't know who's in it. I know AJ's in it. I think Otis is in it. What's going on with that?
Yeah. Sorry, Darkstar. But yeah, everyone retains and AJ Styles wins the Money in the Bank.
AJ's getting tossed off the building.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. We're going to edit this show now and say goodnight.
Goodbye, people.
Probably watch some AEW as well.
Yes.
Take care, guys. Love you all. Thank you. Peace.